Hey there, Leo here. What's going on? Coming to you live, or not live, I'm coming to you from Solano County in reference to provide you some tips to those of you business owners. Mostly I provide tips related to marketing, digital marketing. But today I'm going to be reviewing my notes from a workshop that I attended recently that perhaps can help you. So the name of the workshop, the title was Finders Keepers, Tips for Hiring and Keeping the Best Employees. So if you are a small business owner here in Solano County that may be interested in learning more about hiring employees or you in HR, then stay tuned. These are the notes that I'm going to be sharing with you in reference to what I learned. So real quick, the speaker, shout out to the speaker, Shanna, Dr. Shanna. And so, was she a doctor? But Shanna, that's her name. And you can visit her website, lassenleadership.com. I'm going to put in the description. If not, go ahead and send me a message if you want the website. So, but Lassen spells Lassen, leadership.com. Lassen leadership is one word, and you can find out more about her in her website. Also, the number and email is on her website. So shout out to her. Great presentation from her. Really nice, really nice, comprehensible presentation. Really great examples, because obviously one thing I know is that she has 20 years of experience, or over 20 years of experience. So she had plenty of examples to give in everything that she was teaching. Next, shout out to Green Hives in Vallejo, which is a co-work space, is that how they call it, but basically where you go and rent offices for the day, the month, etc. She also has they also have a conference room you can rent for a few hours of the day. So shout out to Green Hives. Ask for Maricela, tell her that Leo sent you. You can Google Green Hives, so I'm gonna try to put the information in the description. And then they were their host, so shout out for that. And then obviously thanks to Solano SBDC. Solano SBDC is an agency or organization funded by the government, which provides great resources for small business owners. So I would recommend it to go to the website, solanosbdc.org, and subscribe to their newsletter in reference to what workshops they have coming up, because they're great for small businesses, or if you're thinking to start a small business. All right, so the first tip I have is cast a wide net. But before I start with the tips, the first thing that she started with is about a law that came into effect in March 2018. And the law was something around the lines that now you gotta be careful reference to who you bring as a contractor. It basically minimize you here in California, minimize the possibility of you getting a contractor and kind of forcing you to get somebody as an employee instead. Okay, so for example, in her situation, she does HR, right? She's been doing HR for over 20 years, consultations, and the biggest company that she worked with is an HR company. And obviously, whenever this company needs her for a project, she comes in as a temporary employee instead. As of before, they will bring as a contractor. There's less paperwork to do when you come as a contractor as opposed to a temporary employee. So be careful with that. Obviously, with other companies, let's say if I need help with HR because I start hiring, I do online advertising, right, and I need to bring staff, she can come in as a consultant, right, and that will be a contractor job. If I need her for like an extended period of a project, she can come in as a contractor as opposed to me having to hire in it, because we have nothing to do, right? My thing is online advertising. Her thing is to help me to set up a structure for hiring employee or employee policy, etc. All right, so that's hopefully that example helps you, but it's so many laws that it's hard to keep up. But I thought that was an important one that she wanted to keep, that she provided, because that sets up the infrastructure, the framework of her presentation. So tip number 1 was cast a wide net. Use multiple recruitment sites simultaneously, from online to colleges to local bulletin boards. And she provided a website here, www.betterteam.com/top job or top-job-posting-sites, where it includes 50 top websites for you to be able to post jobs. If I for some reason don't put the link to this, you can please remind me and send me a message. I'm sure you can Google Leo Callejas and find me on social media, or I'm sure wherever you're watching this, you can leave a comment below, and I'll read them, right? I appreciate the feedback too if you have any, or what topics you also would like to learn related to digital marketing here for Solano, for small businesses in Solano County. But yeah, I'll try to put that website as a great resource. But Cast a Wide Net, what it means basically, try to be as resourceful as possible. Let as many places know, as many people know that you're looking to hire somebody. And then we're gonna be going into later, that you want to be specific about letting people know the details of who you're looking for. But try to spread the word of that you're hiring. Use the word of mouth, obviously, right? Obviously, family members, your friends, your existing customers. You leverage all of that to let them know that you're looking to hire somebody. Go to websites that post jobs for you. Go to agencies, staffing agencies. Go to what else I have here? Go to social media, right? Incentivize your customers or your list by telling them, look, if you refer me to somebody and we hire them, we give you a referral bonus, right? Think about your business. What is it that you can give as a referral bonus, right? Perhaps you own a restaurant, you can give it a $50 gift certificate or $25. You have some type of services. Can you give them a credit, right, on services or on your store? So think of different ways that you can incentivize people, right, as a referral bonus. Use job boards. So your local church, right, they have a board. Post your job there. Your local cottage, they have a board. Go post your job there. Staffing agency, I kind of talk about that already. Second thing is offer solid pay. So keep in mind, right, that one thing that was important that I heard that she mentioned is that this is a market where it's been a great economy, right? We're having a great economy in October 2018, and so there's a lot of demand for companies looking to hire, right? So it's not like before that when the economy is down. Obviously, not a lot of people is hiring. Everybody's trying to look for. There's a lot more people looking for a job, but right now it's the opposite. There's a lot more companies looking to hire and less people looking to work for minimum wage, right? So because of that situation, obviously you want to make sure that you come in and be solid with the pay that you offer, because obviously if that's an incentive as well, right? You obviously want to pay as high as you can for somebody to come and help you, because know that you have competitors. One thing that she mentioned is that one of the companies that she was working with, she asked Shanna, right? She asked, who's your competitor in reference to looking to hire people? And she said, well, my product is unique. I don't really have a competitor. But that was totally wrong, right? Obviously, it doesn't matter what your product is. Maybe they're not your competitor in reference to bringing customers, but they're your competitor in reference to hiring people, right? Because let's say you are hiring for somebody with minimum wage. Well, even if you have a restaurant that sells specific food that there's nowhere else in town, still they have the choice to go to any other restaurant that pays minimum job. They have the choice to go to any of CVS, Walmart, and other places like that, right? They don't specifically need to go to your restaurant, or just because it's wonderful to work in your industry or your restaurant specifically, right? They go because they have a basic need to meet. They have they have responsibilities to meet with their families, and so obviously your product being unique, it's not something that is gonna set you apart in reference to somebody wanting to work with you. So offer solid pay. Know who your competition is and what they offer in pay benefits. Okay, so go to your competitors, meaning if you know that you pay between 12 to 15 range, go to any other competitors that pay between the same range and see what else they offer, right? See what else they do to keep good people with them? What's the atmosphere is like? What is the the ambient at the job site, right? What other benefits they provide, right? So keep all that in mind. The tip number 3 was good ads sell the job. So in here it says write jobs ads to attract candidates. Denote the pay and perks. Avoid posting jobs description. One thing I remember from this is that obviously you don't want to write a novel on what is it that you need, right? You don't want to write 5, 7, 10 things that you're looking for in an employee. Right now, again, there's a high demand for companies looking for people to work with them. So be specific. List 2 to 3 things that you want the people that looking to hire to do for you, right? Don't go and write 5, 7 things where you don't really need them to do those things. So keep it straight, keep it simple. Be clear on what is it that you're looking for in that person that you're looking to hire, right? Don't go, and if you don't have clarity in what is it that you want from that person, then obviously you're gonna be having a lot of candidates that probably wasn't even worth it to the time to even go into the first review of their resume, right? And the other thing is to know the pay and perks. So one thing that why is this important is because obviously you want to be clear reference the pay that you're willing to pay, because it's like, let's say it's like looking for a house. You want to know your budget. Otherwise, why would you be wanted to start looking for houses, falling in love for the houses when they're way outside of your budget? It's the same thing here, right? Why would you go interview people and fall in love with the people, get excited about hiring them, and then when it comes time to talk about the money, both of you are like, oh no, this is definitely not gonna work, right? So let them know up front what is it that you're able to pay max for that position, so that everybody it's worth their time to go through the interview process. Number 4, increase your online visibility. Use generic job titles and keywords to increase search results. Consider buying a sponsored ad. So this was a good one. She mentioned, right? There was a sample that she provided, like, okay, you know, if you're looking for a bartender, say you're looking for a bartending, don't go being creative reference to the job title, something like chief fun of drink service, something like that, right? Where if you go post that into a job site, obviously it's gonna fall way down the bottom of the list, and people are not gonna see in your job posting, because obviously their website don't understand what that means, right? So stick to generic titles, things that these job companies, the job search engine companies or job posting companies are more familiar with, right? Things that their system understand. It would either be electrician, bartender, cook. Oh, that is pretty generic, right? But that's gonna help to put your job title on the rank. The other thing she mentioned over here, increase your online visibility, is increase the visibility of your company online, right? A lot of the time right now, people are more willing to research the many things they going into. So because it is a competitive market for you as an employer looking to hire, the people will go and apply in the different things, right? And do further research in reference to that company. Okay, why should I work with that company that have so many options? And obviously, I would rather go to somebody that has a reputation online already established, because they look like more like a solid employee, like a solid company to work for, as opposed to somebody that perhaps doesn't have a great online presence. It gives me the impression that that company doesn't really, it's not really solid, right? It could go, probably are not doing well economically, right? And you must be doing great. You must be killing it income-wise, but then obviously you're not investing into you having an online presence. So you can do things like, for example, setting up your profiles on Yelp, Google My Business, Angie's List, Facebook business page, LinkedIn, stuff like that, right? Make sure to know what works for your business, what kind of websites like this, like business listing website works for your business, like Yellow Pages, for example, and make sure to keep all the same information everywhere, right? Same phone number, same address, same hours of operation, same name, everywhere, right? Because imagine you going to your store, you'll be pissed if you see different signs all over with different business hours of operation, different phone numbers, and imagine your customers, they will go in there and be like, what is this? Which one is the right phone number I gotta call? Which one is the right operation hours? I don't know what your hours are. It's confusing me. So, and then the other thing is, for this one, tip number 4, increase your online visibility, is consider buying sponsor ads. So consider buying sponsor ads is basically, right, you can go to job posting websites, and I'm sure they have a ads functionality for, so that your job posting will come up on top results of anybody else, right? You can go to things like Google AdWords and do an ad. You can go to things like Facebook advertising, YouTube advertising, and make a video like this to incentivize people. They have to visualize what is it that you're looking for, and things about your business, right? The ambient in your business location. Step number 5, simplify the application process. Devise an application process that is responsive and simple, easily done via cell phone, a tablet. Not much I want to say that, just keep it simple. Tip number 6, ask the right question. Use a 2-step interview process with key competency questions to understand candidates' ability to experience. One thing that I remember from this is asking the right questions is an art in itself as well, right? You want to stay away from yes or no questions. You want to stay away from questions that lead to people to provide you an answer that you're looking for. The reason why is because you want to make sure that that you ask questions that kind of incentivize or force somebody to actually give you more of a comprehensive answer other than yes or no, right? For example, I can remember the things that let's see if I got it on my note here. Like what type of questions to ask for. Simple process question is key. Stay away from yes or no questions. Ask questions at the time. Be clear what you want. So you should have your questions already written down based on what is it that your goal is, and or what is it that you're looking for in the person that you're looking to hire. Because if you just wing it, you're gonna get winged results. Something that I also learned from my one of my mentors on the sales process. If you wing it, you're gonna get winged results. If you don't script your questions, if you don't write it down, you're gonna get nervous. You're not gonna know exactly what to write, and you don't have a clear mentality. What is the outcome you want from that interview, right? What is it that you're looking to learn for that person? So be clear with what you want. Ask questions that stay away from questions that are yes or no. I don't think I wrote down a sample here, but let's say, for example, as a bartender situation, right? You want to make sure you understand how the person deals with drunk people or problematic people, right? And so perhaps you want to be asking something like, tell me about the time that you dealt with a person that was angry, right? So obviously that incentivizes him to, that will incentivize, or not incentivize, but that will what's the word I'm looking for? That will pretty much force that person to actually try to say that, to be saying more than just yes or no, right? That providing providing more of an answer than just yes or no. So pretty good, I thought it was, right? That was a part that I like as well. Ask the right questions, because it's an art. It's an art on selling. It's an art on you as an HR person, as a business owner, to try to understand what it is that you're looking for. Number 7 is do your homework. Be sure to conduct references, check and verify candidate skills. So one example that she provided here is that this was a company. I can't remember what company was it. What did they do? Let's say it's a pest control company, right? I'm trying to look for somebody to help me with pest control, and so they didn't get a good reference check, right? And obviously the other company that he worked previously could have give you a better reference check by saying, yes, we let go of this person because there were customers that complained that he was he was molesting people. Okay, so obviously that's a big problem for your company if you are pest control, and that that's something that could be avoided by doing good reference check. Obviously, if you ask for their reference check, they're obviously gonna put on top the people that are gonna talk the best about them. I don't know how to go to avoid situations like that. Maybe you want to ask for an extended list of reference check. Definitely contact Shanna and see if she can provide some more tips, or she has any more tips about that, right? About reference checks, how to go about getting more reference check that when they provide, because I think it also is against the law. You going into trying to look for records for that person, or you trying to ask questions directly about, tell me about your prior history that you have, or you putting on a question directly if they have priors before, that they've been in jail or anything like that. I think in California you cannot ask those type of things. So that was something interesting that I'll learn as well. And the other thing is, forego the drug test. Consider if drug tests are necessary with the legalization of marijuana in California. So with marijuana being legal in California, obviously if you ask for a drug test, just be aware that if it comes up positive, are you really willing to pay for a detail, or what is it that come out possibly positive, right? Because marijuana being legal, you cannot fire them. It's just like you cannot make a policy that says, look, if you drink alcohol, you cannot work here. Come on, what that has to do with if they don't drink at work, right, at the workplace, if they smoke outside of work business hours, outside of your company, what that has to do, right? I'm sure that's gonna get you in trouble if you do stuff like that. That people that smoke marijuana because it's legal, they can, right? So, are you willing to pay for a test if they're not providing the details? For tests that provide details exactly what comes up positive in reference to drug. Obviously, if you have government contracts or those federal jobs that are very strict, you need to make sure that none of that comes out positive, just because obviously marijuana is legal in California, but it's not legal. It's it's not legal in the U.S. and the federal law. It's not a federal law; it's just a state law. And so obviously, because federal government jobs, obviously don't allow that. At that point, yes, you cannot hire a person like that, obviously. But again, keep that in mind, right? With marijuana being legal in California, is it worth it to pay for drug tests when that could be positive, right? Get them engaged on day one. Have a strong onboarding and training program for candidates. Prioritize what is essential for them to learn. So, just like when you have procedures, make sure you have a great employee workbook in place, or employee policies in place. Make sure there's great procedures in place. Tag to that employee from day one is what your expectations are, and then revise them every 3-6 months reference to what the progress has been, right? Because otherwise, how they gonna know what is it that you're looking for, or how happy you are with the job that they provided, the work that they doing for you, if you don't let them know, right? So for example, I remember there was a situation she mentioned about a restaurant where one of the employees was leaving the dishwasher on at night, but then in the morning all the plates will not be dried completely, and the reason why, and obviously that was causing delay, because now the employees that comes in the morning have to dry the plate before getting started with anything else. And so the owner was getting mad and telling them all the time, okay, that's it, this is your last chance, you gotta make sure those plates are dry right before you leave. And so one thing that they noticed after asking the questions, after sitting down and telling her the employee to guide her through the steps, they realized that the employee was leaving the bowls upside down on the dishwasher, right? Instead, they were not leaving it upside down, right? They were leaving it up, and so obviously because the bowl was not upside down, it wouldn't drain the water that was on top, and so that's what was causing the place to be wet in the morning. So that was just basically a misunderstanding. Obviously, you might think, but that's common sense. Well, people are not everybody's raised that way. Everybody had that experience before, and so if they don't know, right, they don't know. The hiring process that I'm talking about, for Shanna, is such an expert, as you may say, is common sense, some of the things, but you are not there, or you may be somebody that is just starting hiring somebody. It's not common sense for you, right? So yeah. And then the number 10 was continually recruit. Be on the lookout for potential employees. Put good candidates on your email marketing list. So yeah, continually recruit, because depending on the type of job you have, you may need a pipeline of people that you're gonna need to recruit, right? Not everybody's gonna work out good. Just like with sales, just like you trying to sell your products and services, you need a pipeline. Same concept she mentioned that applies for you having continually to be recruiting. Be in the lookout for potential employees. Put good candidates on your email marketing list. So don't get rid of people that you interview. Put them on the list, right? Make sure to keep the information. At the same time, right, there could be customers in the future as well, so why not have those there? All right, so I hope that information helps you. If you want to know more about how your business is doing online, if you want a free report in reference to the online presence that you have for your business, you can contact me, 707-410-0307. You can go to my website, www.digitaltrack.co, and you can complete the information there in reference to how to go about getting a free report and how your online presence of your business is looking like. And if you find this information helpful, please share it. Please comment below anything that I might have missed in reference to in the description section, links, stuff like that you may need. And if you want to continue watching more videos like this, let me know, and also subscribe, right? If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe and hit the little bell to be notified when I come up with a new video. All right, have a good one. Bye.